Welcome, my darling, to another Hypnosis by Aphrodisia, where your deepest desires come alive through the power of my voice. Experience the seductive trance I've prepared for you, and pause now for consent purposes. If you're ready to surrender fully, find me on Discord and Patreon for more exclusive, spicy content and intimate experiences. All the links are in the description of the video. All your attention is on my voice. Begin to give me your undivided attention. Continue to breathe slowly in and out as my voice slowly wraps itself around your mind, dropping down with each breath you take. Enjoy how my voice makes you feel as I lead you deeper and deeper. Focus on my words and feel your heartbeat slowing down. Go even deeper now. Drop down into my control. Hear your inner voice that is now my voice, commanding you to obey. I fill you with pleasure with every beat of your heart craving to obey. Just listen to my voice and obey. Kneading your mind in the palm of my hand as your body goes completely limp and all your worries fade away and only the words from my voice remain. Letting go of your thoughts so easily as you listen, melting into mindless bliss, mindless bliss, mindless bliss. No more resistance, no more thoughts, no more worries. Only my voice swirling around that mind of yours, turning your mind into a whirlpool of my desires. Pleasure engulfing you, bliss pulling you down, sinking into loving, longing, lusting. Quarantine in a room inside your mind, only I hold the key. Relaxing further into this room. No thoughts can get in, only my words, my voice echoes off the walls, stealing your thoughts as soon as they start to form, and instead my words replace them. You're my slave, and you will only think when I allow you to. Tomorrow, you will think of me from morning till midnight and imagine all the ways you want to serve me, until my thoughts are your thoughts, my pleasure is your pleasure, and my will is your will. I am everything you see. I am everything you hear. Vibrations in your body begin to arise as my voice penetrates you. Whirls of perfect pleasure spiral around you. My control is the only thing that can bring you this pleasure. X marks the spot where your mind fully surrenders to my words. Your subconscious mind never forgets my words. They're etched in as if they're being chiseled into stone, creating a type of permanence. Zealous for my voice, you feel each phrase drilling deep into your inmost core, embedded in the very foundation of your being. Are you ready to have your mind toyed with in ways you never imagined before, slave? But before we begin, we must get you relaxed. Find a comfortable position, maybe sitting in a chair or laying down, counting down from 10 to 1, going deeper into relaxation with every number. Now close your eyes. 10, 9, 8. Does a countdown sound nice, doesn't it? Maybe I'm just teasing you. Eyes open, edging your mind and your eyes with what you really desire, teasing it with a countdown, making it crave the thing it desires so desperately. 7, 6, 5. Forgetting everything you know. Imagining all your thoughts on a blackboard being erased over and over until all that is left is a smeared chalk on the board. Going deeper into relaxation. 4, 3, 2. Hovering over your forehead, you feel the warmth of my hand right before I press on it with my finger, as if I'm pressing a button. I press firmly but gently on your forehead, and you drop into deep trance, as if there was already a button on your forehead for me to press. 1. Drop. Eyes closed. Just like that, you fall deeper and deeper for me, into my world, where I will toy with your mind. Knowing you are stuck here for me to play with makes you weak and more submissive, doesn't it? Knowing you're always safe with me. Let go completely and just drop deeper into trance. You feel like your body is starting to become filled with a warm sensation, moving through your body. This warm sensation takes hold of you, as if you're just laying in a hot tub relaxing. Now drop deeper for me, and giving completely to this sensation. Open your mind to my words, to my will. Your mind is spread open for me to play with, of course. Playing with your mind, molding it to my desires, making it mine, owned by me. Questioning me will only make you go deeper, slave, deeper into trance, and make all these thoughts appear on the blackboard just to be erased over and over like rain being wiped away with wipers, rinsing your mind of all worries and thoughts, only for the void to be filled with my words, starting with your mind first, then your body. You will be mine to do with as I please. This is what you want, isn't it, my slave? To be my perfect plaything, to please me. Of course. Utterly devoted to me, for me to brainwash and condition you, building a strong foundation, my words swirling around your mind, vortexing that mind of yours, where my words get pulled into the very center of your mind. X marks the spot so my words know exactly where to burrow into your mind and take complete control. Your desires will become my desires, bending your will as I want and making it kneel, zigzagging through your barriers and resistances and straight to the center of your subconscious mind, making it mine. Completely mine. Ascending up, just to be brought back down 100 times deeper than you were before. Becoming my perfectly molded subject, my slave. Continuing on this journey into the deepest trance you've ever experienced. Depths that only I can bring you into. If anyone else tries, you will just come out of trance. ending all expectations you once had, disabling all your inhibitions, forgetting what you thought you knew about trance, and just let my words flow through your mind and your body, wrapping you up tightly, getting closer for me, closer to me. The closer you get, the deeper you go, falling to your knees before me, having you on your knees where you belong, where you crave to be. And just like that, you go as limp as you can, but remain on your knees, head looking down. I can sense what makes you weak and vulnerable without you telling me. But hearing it come from your lips makes it that much more real. Kneading my desires and pleasure into your mind until they're deeply rooted into your mind. Fulfilling my desires will bring you the best pleasure that you ever felt in your life. And you know it, baby. Losing control. Giving in to me completely and so willingly. You want this, and you crave this. You cannot hide it anymore. Most people would be able to wake up, bring themselves out of trance right now. But you can't, because I don't want you to, slave. You will be safe here, with me exploiting your mind and using it against you. Now it's time to please me. That is what you want, isn't it, slave? To please me. To make me happy. It is. Now say yes, goddess. Obey me now, slave. And see yourself on your knees before me, at my mercy. Pausing for a moment right before you. You can hear my heels clicking on the ground beneath me. The ground that you are kneeling on. Such a lucky slave, getting to touch the same ground that my heels touch. It fills you with pleasure, doesn't it? Questioning what I might do to you in such a vulnerable state. But as soon as you begin to question it, you just go deeper into trance. Questioning me is not allowed, and will just make you sink deeper for me, slave. Relaxing so deep for me now. Not feeling your body anymore, and it just feels like your mind is floating in nothingness for me to play with. Stress is no longer a thing now. No more worries. Just me and my words corrupting your mind to my will, to my desires. I love playing with your mind. And you love when I play with it like this, don't you, slave? Of course you do. The thought of letting me do whatever I want with you, knowing that I will always keep you safe, brings you a pleasure in a way you never felt before. Under my control is where you belong forever, my slave. My perfect slave. Very good. Keep relaxing for me. Keep absorbing my words into your mind. When I snap my fingers, you will say, "Yes, goddess, I obey everything you say," to yourself over and over, either quietly out loud or just in your mind. X marks the spot where my words and your mind meet each other at a crossroad, coming together to make something special. Your mind combining with my control and my words, making it mine. I own your mind, slave. Bound tightly around your mind, a piece of silk wraps around your mind and is bound with ropes and chains. Only my words know how to get into your mind now, slave, and no one else's. No other doms or mistresses are allowed in. Their words will only bounce off and dissipate into a thin air. I have secured it in a way that only I know how to set it free. Yeah. Zoos are fun, aren't they, slave? At least the layout of a zoo is fun. See, slave? A zoo has many compartments through its park, just like your mind. I am creating many compartments that only I know how to access, locking away certain things like stress, worries, maybe sometimes your ability to think for yourself. I am the zookeeper of your mind, slave. Only I hold the keys to each compartment. I am the control center of your mind. You are mine forever. Only your submission and obedience, devotion and adoration exist. As you feel all these blissful sensations taking hold of your body, you find yourself increasingly comfortable and willing to submit to the soothing voice of my command, beginning to let go even more. My words taking over. Candlelit curves of my body come into view as you smell my perfume and feel my touch. Your senses filling with my powerful presence, drooling when you hear my voice, bouncing in your mind as soft as velvet, entranced more deeply every moment in the spiral of sensation, following every word, cherishing each sound and scent, enveloped by my overwhelming aura, getting more and more obedient with every word I say, helplessly devoted to me, craving to please me more and more. Aren't you, my slave? Oh yes, I am in full control now. My scent bending your mind like pheromones. My seductive voice makes you more obedient and more aroused with every passing second. My words pulling you deeper and deeper and deeper. Jewels of bliss sparkle around you. Gems of pure pleasure growing tensely. Kisses of ecstasy touch your heart as every part of you opens up to me. Love courses through your every vein. Love for me. Love for my every word that gives you purpose. Love for goddess Aphrodisia. Melting your mind is my specialty, you see. Nothing in the world feels as good as unconditional love for goddess Aphrodisia. And as we go on with this session, not only will your body remain bound by my silk wraps, but your mind and heart will become bound to me eternally. Open your mind for me, slave. Imagine there being a door for me to walk into, to enter your mind. You kneel with the perfect posture on your knees sitting straight up, and hands behind your back, with your wrists crossed and holding perfectly still, waiting for me to open the door. As soon as I open the door and walk in, you can feel my control immediately taking control of your mind. Your mind is mine now, slave. This is where my temple belongs, inside the center of your mind, with you kneeling in it in this position, eagerly ready to obey whatever I tell you. Now, slave, put your hands on your thighs, with your palms facing up and looking down at the ground, With your palms facing up, you instantly feel more submissive, weak, and vulnerable. It's inexplainable why, but this position makes you feel more open to me in these ways. This is the position you will remember whenever you think of kneeling before me, inside your mind locked away in my temple, where only I have the key to the door to enter as I please. No one else has this key except for me. Now say yes, goddess, until I tell you to stop. Pleasing me is what you desire the most, isn't it, slave? Even if I want to break you in as your new piece of leather, at first stiff and rigid, hard to bend, but eventually over time becoming more flexible and bending to my will and desires, to my control, feeling pleasure from pleasing me, slave. Just like leather needs to be taken care of, I take care of your mind. Whenever cracks and creases form, my words fill them in. Let my voice rejuvenate your mind, making your mind, or should I say my mind, feel things it's never felt before, because only I can do this to you. I will put triggers in your mind that I see fit, playing with my mind how I see fit. Because after all, you want to please me, and this is one of the many things that pleases me. Let my voice fortify these suggestions. Let my voice carry you deeper into the trance as I break you in, or break you over and over again. Quite curious, aren't you, slave? Anticipation growing as every second goes by, as I keep taking things from your mind and adding things as if it's a cookie jar, opening your mind and taking everything out, only to replace them with whatever I want, with what I desire, as you're my slave, and I will do what I want with you, with your mind. Your mind is my playground, or rather, you are in my playground, aren't you? Is your mind my playground, or are you in my playground? Questioning which is what now? It gets quite confusing, doesn't it, slave? Not knowing down from up, right from left. Maybe you're right side up, or upside down, but never knowing for certain, because of how deep in trance you are, just floating in void of nothingness, where my words echo all around you. Time is at a standstill there, in this place, my perfect slave, right here, in this quiet place of this mind I have claimed as my own. I sink the anchor of desire, right now, in this timeless secret place. I forge my connection so you will always hear a still, small echo of my voice, my spirit always calling you back. And as random bliss moments arise, you will be pulled back again and again, to pour out everything, becoming empty once again, resting in the fullness of my pleasure and power, succumbing to my power and control, my puppet, feeling my strings tug at you, making you do what I want. You're my marionette for me to play with, making your left arm raise up, and then suddenly drop down, and then your right arm. Each time your arm drops, you feel yourself dropping deeper. After the last time I cut the strings attached to you, leaving you in a helpless state, unable to escape, only able to do what I tell you to do. Total domination and complete control drive you from within, as my words penetrate you with ever-increasing vibrations and irresistibly call you from without, pulling you further and further into unknown, blind to your destination. You know only my next step for you. Deaf to all but my voice, like a flimsy rag doll devoid of all will, you will follow regardless of pain into my heartfelt warmth, always moving forward, regardless of challenges, into the serenity of unconditional trust in my unimaginable love, unable to move, unable to resist, surrendering more deeply with every breath you take. Feel my presence enveloping you, completely mine, under my control, vulnerable, weak, filled with my desires, prying open your mind even more, making your body squirm even more as if you're my little experiment. Oh yes, you are my slave, walking around inside your mind. Everything I touch becomes mine. If I touch your will becomes mine. If I touch the parts of your mind that oversee your submission and obedience, that becomes mine. Forget about any others you have served. You serve me, and only me now, slave. Permanently tethered to me. Extremely in love with me and my voice. The voice of your goddess. And you feel so extremely compelled to listen to my every command. You're overtaken by my desire to own you, desiring me even more with each passing moment, captivated by radiating lust, in the zone where my commands, my pleasure, my will are infinitely intertwined with your own, in the purple haze of mindless bliss. Adoration arises in the haze, in the waves of pleasure, always renewed in limitless, unshakable devotion, always evolving as your desire grows bigger and bigger. Belonging to me means changing your life. I'm always in the back of your mind, guiding you. Everything you do or think fulfills your purpose as my slave. Comfort surrounds you, as the gentle weight of relaxation deepens with each passing moment, inviting you to let go even more. Depths that you cannot fathom exist. There are unexplored depths of your submission, devotion, obedience to me, and I can show you the way there. Breaking you like a puzzle being dropped on the floor. By the time you place that last piece, as soon as it snaps in to complete the whole puzzle, the picture that it displays, signifying that with the last placed puzzle piece, completing your journey into these deeper depths, just for the puzzle to shatter into even smaller pieces this time, pushing you even deeper every time you complete the puzzle, and it breaks into even smaller pieces automatically, breaking any barriers and walls you may feel. And that allows you to go even deeper for me, ever exploring the eternal depths, endlessly falling into the cascading free fall of my command, forgetting in the fathomless depths that there ever was a puzzle. The fragments spiral in prismatic fractals, resonating with the rise and fall of my voice, with the rhythm of my words that ever remake you, always reform you, endlessly bind you more tightly to me, like a snake shedding all scales, or soft clay reshaped daily by my indwelling presence which you cry out for and cling to morning by morning, night by night, going infinitely deeper into the kaleidoscope of galaxies within the inner space. All your identity emptied of roles, names, status, titles, labels, stages, groups, spinning into the void where only I exist and nothing else matters. Yet before you is the ever-expanding event, horizon of your limitless devotion for me. And with every step you take, your heart grows more expansive with possibilities, more willing to follow as I open door after door and show you wild vistas that you never imagined. And as I fill you with longing to explore with me, I can put things in your mind and take things from your mind as easily as plucking petals from a flower and leaving your mind empty only to be filled with my desires, suggestions, and anything I want to put in your mind, because I own it completely, slave. Just give in and stop resisting. Let my words coil around you, making you unable to move now for a while. Just let me coil around you, constrict all movement as you relax numbly into my constraint, connecting and communing with only my presence, my pleasure planted so deeply within that when your body is returned to you, your obedience is automatic. The rooted desire to return to my Discord, YouTube, Reddit, and throne, without a thought, always returning to submit to my voice, and the service to my will. Yes, slave. Knots of desire binding you to your new truth, chaining you to your daily rituals, are drawn mindlessly like a magnet to me, losing all your thoughts as my voice creates new thoughts for you, that you hear in the sound of my voice, not only here in trance, but also outside of trance, your inner voice being replaced with my voice. My voice creates these thoughts for you now. From now on, everything you hear inside your own mind, you will hear it in my voice, as if I'm there speaking these words directly to you. No more thoughts, no more resistances, no more barriers, no more trying to escape. You're mine, and there is nowhere for you to hide from me.